sometimes he would grab me and shake me.
An incredible story about Stephen, a man with a secret life, caught in a relationship that's nothing like it looks.
Mary Catherine Higdon told officers she accidentally shot her 23-year-old boyfriend, Stephen Freeman.
A relationship in Georgia that seemed all good. But one day, everything changed when a 911 call reported a shocking incident. What seemed like a loving relationship turned into a mystery with a tragic twist. Let's discuss the secrets and big shocks. Get ready, because this story has more surprises than you could ever think of. Stephen Andrew Freeman, born on January 1st, 1995 in Griffin, Georgia, was a young man known for his resilience and ability to inspire others. Stephen grew up in a loving home with his parents and brother Blake. His childhood was happy and healthy, filled with laughter, smiles, and fun. Stephen was known for his easygoing and relaxed nature. He always showed people how much he loved and cared for them. Stephen had a girlfriend named Mary, whom he deeply loved. Mary Catherine Higdon, born in 1994, also had a happy and healthy upbringing in a loving family. Mary had a great admiration for nature and animals. Raised around guns, she grew to love them as well. Mary and Stephen, high school sweethearts, quickly became inseparable after meeting. After high school, they moved in together in Griffin, Georgia. Stephen worked as a metal worker, and Mary was a part-time teacher's assistant at St. George's Episcopal School. She also worked at a sporting goods store selling guns. Mary was skilled in gun handling. Stephen, a gun enthusiast, owned about 10 guns, including a Glock 42 at home. Stephen's family, especially his mother, adored Mary and saw her as a daughter-in-law. In 2018, Mary, 24, and Stephen, 23, were living together in Griffin, having dated on and off for 7 years. On August 1st, Mary made a 911 call that sparked debate.
It was August 1st, 2018. I get a call from one of my investigators. Said we had a shooting victim on Sunnybrook Drive and it didn't look good.
Some thought the call sounded fake and planned, while others believed Mary was genuinely scared and shocked. Regardless of the call's authenticity, the crucial part was her statement.
Fulton County 911, where's your emergency? Yes, ma'am, my gun was tapered and I'm so sorry. I just shot my boyfriend in the neck, I'm so sorry.
I accidentally just shot my boyfriend.
Please bring someone right now. Ma'am, they're on the way.
When detectives arrived at the scene, their body cameras captured Mary's behavior inside the home.
What kind of gun was it? It was a Glock 43. I was just grabbing it. I did not know there was one of those cameras. I was just grabbing it to bring it to our bed.
She was highly emotional, crying, and visibly scared. Mary, on her knees, pleaded for help and refused to move away from the body, repeatedly crying, "I cannot lose him. I cannot lose him."
What's his name? Please, my dad got me. I cannot lose him. I cannot lose him.
This video sparked debate. Some thought her behavior was exaggerated and fake, while others believed she was genuinely distressed. Stephen was still alive at that time, but critically injured with a gunshot wound to his chest just below his neck. He was rushed to the hospital but sadly passed away just before midnight. The detectives initially suspected murder, not an accident. In her first interrogation, Mary claimed the shooting was accidental.
I don't even see how it even got him because I wasn't even really pointing it directly at him in the first place.
Saying she was handing the gun to Stephen when it went off.
All I know is what's in my heart, and I know what happened that night. I loved Stephen. I would never, ever do anything to hurt him.
Initially, investigators doubted Mary's story. The trigger had to be pulled. For the bullet to hit Stephen as it did, the gun needed to be pointed directly at him. Crime scene evidence suggested murder. Detectives noted signs of a disagreement between Mary and Stephen, like food scattered around the house. They also smelled alcohol on Mary's breath, hinting at a possible fight and suggesting she might have been drinking out of frustration. After the initial questioning, detectives convinced Mary to talk without her lawyer. During the interrogation, they aggressively pressed her, disbelieving her story and demanding the truth. This intense approach led Mary to confess she shot Stephen in anger.
You had the right to remain silent.
I think it was.
The confession's on this video, and we can't hear it.
However, after her arrest and murder charge, a review of the tape revealed only static noise, rendering her confession inaudible.
There's sound, but it's just a noise, constant noise all the way through it.
Fortunately, the tape wasn't the only evidence the detectives had. They found proof that the gun was loaded that night.
Is it possible for this gun to just go off accidentally?
Not from my experience. The trigger would have to be pulled.
Contradicting Mary's claim of being unaware, cooking grease was on the magazine and gun's side, consistent with her cooking a greasy London broil that night. The same food found scattered on the floor. Additionally, police records showed 5 calls to their home in the past year, with 2 related to domestic disputes. If you found this story interesting and want to hear more stories like this, press the bell icon, share it with your friends, and remember to subscribe for more. However, the investigators then questioned Stephen's 3 closest friends, who all believe Mary shot him intentionally.
As soon as they said he was shot, I knew what happened. I knew Mary Catherine did it.
They described Stephen and Mary's relationship as toxic, with Mary being possessive, jealous, verbally abusive, and mentally unstable. They reported constant fighting and shouting between the couple. Mary would incessantly text and call Stephen whenever he left the house, often leading him to block her. A co-worker also testified, recalling a time when he was with Stephen in a car, and Mary called Stephen 30 times before they reached their first job of the day.
Some mornings, several different occasions, he would get to work, and before we even got to the first job, he'd had 30 missed calls from her, like she was just blowing him off the line.
Stephen's friends said he was afraid of Mary because she had pulled a gun on him 3 to 4 times.
I know she's done it 3 or 4 times, at least.
On July 30th, he and Mary exchanged sweet text messages. Their relationship often fluctuated between warm and cold moments. The next day, they fought, leading Stephen to leave and stay at a friend's house, where he mentioned he was running from Satan.
I said, "Are you and Mary Catherine arguing?" And he said, "Yes, ma'am, I'm not going back there tonight." And he said, "I'm running from Satan."
The day after, Mary prepared a London broil as an apology, hoping to have dinner with Stephen, talk things out, and move on as usual. However, Stephen didn't return home.
I guess because it is like irritating. I need to know if I need to just, make me a dinner. I'm trying to wait to eat with you. It's just one answer. Are you coming home, yes or no?
When police asked Mary about the night of the incident, she said she was angry because she had prepared a nice meal. She repeatedly called and messaged Stephen and even contacted his mother, Jennifer, to find out his whereabouts. Learning he was at his friend Thomas's house, Mary drove there. Stephen and Thomas had left in a truck, and Mary followed them, driving close, rolling down her window and screaming, "Are you coming home now?"
Riding our tail, like right on our bumper. And she pulled up beside my truck, like right beside Stephen, rolled her window down, and she started yelling at him. She said, "Are you coming home now?" And he said, "Yes, calm down, I'm coming home." But she was like screaming at the top of her lungs.
2 hours later, Stephen was shot. It was believed that Stephen went home to end things with Mary, leading to the fatal fight. Mary was charged with murder, felonious assault, and possessing a firearm during a felony. She was offered a plea deal for life in prison with possible parole if she pleaded guilty. However, she rejected the deal and went to trial, pleading not guilty and claiming self-defense in shooting Stephen. Her public defender told the jury that Mary feared Stephen due to his history of abuse, with evidence of this abuse presented during the trial. The prosecutors relied on the evidence of grease on the gun as they no longer had the confession tape. Mary's testimony was crucial. She took the stand and described her relationship with Stephen.
So anytime I'd stand up for myself or I'd, kind of retaliate, he said, don't hit me, because if you hit me, I'm going to hit you 10 times harder.
She said he once kicked her so hard that she fell off the bed and hit her head. She didn't call the police because she feared blaming herself, thinking she provoked his abuse. Another piece of evidence supporting her claim was a series of text messages from Stephen. These messages, spanning 63 pages from the previous year, showed Stephen sending her threatening and inappropriate texts. He once sent her a photo of himself with a dead fish while fishing, saying, "This is you and threatened. I'm gonna wreck you for wrecking me." In another message, Stephen warned, "The more you talk, the more you'll be punished when I get home."
How did you understand the threat of being punished when you would get home?
smack me around. Sometimes he would grab me and shake me and say, why can't you just do better and be better and just do what I tell you to do?
She accused Stephen of having a red room for sexual abuse and claimed he assaulted her twice.
What would happen in the red room?
He'd just tie me up and hit me.
One incident occurred after a trip to Disney World, where he forced himself on her despite her protests, Mary said. She ended their relationship, leading to an altercation where she shot him in self-defense. However, forensic evidence showed Stephen was shot while sitting, contradicting her story. Stephen's family and friends didn't believe Mary, knowing him as kind and friendly. The defense suggested Stephen's drug and alcohol use might have contributed to his behavior. Ultimately, Mary Catherine Hayden was acquitted, leaving everyone, including Stephen's loved ones and the court, shocked.
Count 1. Malice murder, we find the defendant not guilty. Count 2, felony murder, we find the defendant not guilty.
The jury couldn't conclusively determine if it was murder or self-defense, nor could they fully verify the accusations against both parties. Stephen's life, remembered for his resilience and achievements, inspired many. His legacy continues to motivate others to overcome challenges with courage and determination. As we close this shocking story of Stephen and Mary, let's remember the importance of understanding and compassion in our relationships. Please leave a comment sharing your thoughts or experiences related to this story. Stay safe and stay informed. Thank you for watching.